Hi, I'm Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of today's newsletter is going to be never get butthurt, perturbed, or jealous of her exes. Well, I've got two kind of sticky situations here. These are two different emails from two different guys, both having to do with the exes of their current partners. The first guy, he says he's been following me for 4 years, read the book 11 times, and watched, obviously, 3% Man or 11 times. And he's watched a lot of my YouTube videos. And he says 4 months ago, he got married to his dream girl after 2 years of dating. And so he found out after they were married that she used to date one of the teachers that he had in high school. I guess at some point after they graduated, she started dating the teacher for a while. I don't know if they were in their 20s or when this happened, but bottom line, she had a relationship with this guy. And the dude that's writing the email, this particular guy knew his family, knew him, knew his brother, used to come over, was friends with his parents, mentored him. The guy really looked up to him. And for whatever reason, he was like, I would never date anybody that he hooked up with. I don't know what the reason behind it, but he's like, I really respected this guy. And then comes to find out this dude used to sleep with his now wife, and he's really bothered by that. And so it's this another conversation about, it's like, these are just, when you start wanting to go through somebody's sexual past and sexual history, it's, how is it going to help you? I mean, especially like this. I mean, obviously you're going to want to know if a girl's slept with hundreds of dudes, but she's like most women and had a series of boyfriends. You don't want to know all the details of everything that goes on between the two of them. And in this case, I don't know how the conversation came about, is that she didn't want to even say anything about what had happened, and somehow he found out and he's upset about it. And so now that's causing problems. And so the other email is from a guy. He's been married for a year and a half, and obviously they're older. His new wife, she's got grown kids. One of her kids is 25. The other one is 33. And her son recently had a baby, so he's technically a grandparent now. Well, her ex-husband, who was not the father, I guess these kids were from a first relationship from a long time ago, but I guess her second husband adopted her son when he was still young, and so now he wants to be involved with the family. And the way this guy's looking at it is like, hey, her ex is in the picture. It's like, well, he's kind of part of the family, and so he doesn't like that, and he wants his wife to not have anything to do with her ex, even though her ex is legally the father of her son because he adopted him. So it's like, these are kind of sticky situations that it's kind of like, I mean, both these guys are married to this woman, so it's like they're not going anywhere. And so they found out stuff that's happened that has to do with the exes that's disconcerting and they don't like. And so it's like, how do you navigate that? So we're going to explore that. Because the reality is, if you're getting butthurt and perturbed and upset and you look jealous and insecure of the exes, that makes you look weak. It doesn't make you look like a James Bond. It makes you look like a guy that feels insecure and inferior. And the number one most important thing to women that they find attractive in men is confidence. And if you're not displaying confidence and you're getting upset and butthurt over a relationship that they may have had many years before, it's going to make you look weak. It's going to cause her to lose attraction, to back away and test. And nothing positive is going to come from a man behaving this particular way. James Bond is not going to feel threatened by any dude, an ex or whatever it happens to be. He's going to be amused by it. He may be looking and think, that dude's kind of pathetic, but I'll be nice. So let's go through the first guy's email. He says, hey, Coach, how are you? My name is Bob, and I've been following you for like 4 years now, and I've read your book 11 times, and I've watched a lot of your videos. I got married to my dream girl 4 months ago after 2 years of dating. She was dating other guys before me, of course, and one of them was a dude that used to be my high school business teacher, and she was dating him for 4 years. And what was worse was that he was the one that ended it with her 3 months before we got together. He says, I didn't find out about this until lately. And so here's how this guy interacts with him. He says, I respected this dude a lot, or I should say what his relationship was with this particular teacher. I respected this dude a lot, and he even used to come to our house and teach my little brother as a home teacher. I understand that this topic is never good to talk about, but I asked her why she never told me this, since she knew how much I respected that dude and never wanted to date a girl that he had fucked. I don't know why. I don't know why that would be an issue or why you'd be thinking about that. He didn't elaborate. Maybe the guy banged a lot of women. He was jealous and inferior because he didn't like the fact that this guy was successful with other women. We don't know. But obviously he does not like the fact that this teacher used to date his now wife for 4 years and he just found out about it. The reality is that that relationship had nothing to do with him. It happened before they were ever together. And so she said that it was not a good topic to talk about and that she didn't want me to even know about it, and she's absolutely 100% right. It's like, man, he's just this kind of a situation like this. Yeah, you know she's got exes, but to go through who they were, how long they were together, it's especially if you end up knowing the guy. If you ever saw the movie Office Space, so there's a part where Ron Livingston's character is dating Jennifer Aniston's character. Jennifer Aniston, I think, works as a waitress. And so this boss that they all can't stand, and I think his name is Norberg or something like that, just a douchey kind of guy. And so they get on the subject of exes at some point in the movie or who they used to date. Or he finds out that she used to date somebody with like the same last name, and he assumes it's his boss. He's thinking, my now girlfriend used to date and sleep with my boss, and he's getting kind of all freaked out about it. And it causes problems, obviously, because she's like, who cares? What difference does it make? This was, it was a long time ago. It comes to find out it was just a dude with the same name. But you could just, even in the movie, it was a good instance of the guy's getting upset about who his girl used to date in the past just because of, he's imagining, how could you date this douchey guy that's my boss? But it turns out when he really looked into it, it was somebody else that just had a similar name or whatever. So it's just not a good conversation to have when you get into that kind of details. Again, like I was saying earlier, it's like you want to know, has she cheated? Has she been loyal and faithful? Have her partners been loyal and faithful to her? Did she sleep around a lot? Did she go through a hoe phase? Those kinds of things. But like specific individually, like it's like, as a man, you don't want to talk about these things. It's like part of what's in the book. Gentlemen don't kiss and tell. It's not going to help you. You give those nitty gritty details away to a girl you're dating, and then when she gets mad at you or gets upset or you're arguing, she's going to throw that shit in your face. And it's like you basically gave her ammunition to shoot you with. It's like, that doesn't make any sense. If it's not going to raise her attraction to you, it's not useful information. It's not going to help. He says, anyways, I'm feeling so bad right now about this situation because she wasn't even the one that ended it, but he did, and I feel like I lost to that dude. And now I even frequently run into him and feel so bad about myself and about that fact. I don't know what to do. It's like, the only thing you can do is accept it. So your wife used to date one of your mentors from when you were growing up at some point. She was with the guy 4 years. It's like, it's really none of your business. It doesn't have anything to do with you. And what value does it add to get butthurt over this? It's like, and you're married now. Well, you gonna leave your wife because of she slept with a professor of yours that you had growing up? It's like, that's nothing you can do about it. All you can do is accept it. And you getting butthurt and upset and mad and angry with her is just making you look like a bitch. It makes you look like you're threatened. It makes you look like you go for being a confident guy, and she's feeling like, wow, I got the awesome, most awesome dude. Instead of now, you're basically making yourself look like a bitch. You're causing her to lose attraction for you because of your behavior. So it's not going to help your situation. So you need to get over it, dude. There's nothing you can do about it. I mean, this happened before you guys ever got together. Are you going to end your marriage over something like this? I mean, that just sounds kind of silly. I mean, at the end of the day, we're all somebody else's leftovers. Come on. Just because you happen to know this guy, it's like, whatever. Doesn't matter. You're being silly. especially over something like that, because you have no control over it. All you can do is accept it. You should apologize to her for being a bitch as well, because that's just not attractive. It's not going to help you, because anytime you get into an argument or you get upset or you display weakness, she's going to needle you with that. She'll bring that guy up just because she knows it'll cause you to lose your shit. So don't do it. Don't give her any ammunition, bro. So let's go through the second guy's email. He says, "Greetings, Corey. I've been following you for a few years, and I've read 3% Man around 10 times with notes on every page. I've been married for a year and a half to a wonderful woman. She has 2 grown children. One's 25 and the other is 33. Her son and wife recently had a child, which made my wife and I grandparents." Well, congratulations. He says her second husband, and she's been divorced from him for about 15 years, has decided he wants to play a big part with the grandchild and even moving back to my state to be closer. This husband had adopted my wife's son she had from her first marriage, so he's basically the dad. Hey, whether you like it or not, he's family. You're already married, nothing you can do about it. All you can do is accept it and live with it. You can't expect the adopted father of your now stepson to not have anything to do with him. I mean, that's just absurd and ridiculous. And it's selfish of you to expect that. The guy adopted him. It doesn't matter how much or how little he was involved in your wife's son's life, but bottom line, he's a father figure to him. And quite frankly, he's been in his life longer than you have, and you don't have the right to tell him he can't have him as his father anymore. That's just, it's ridiculous. He says, the problem is that she wants me to become part of a big blended family, go to all grandchild events, etc., with her ex attending with his wife, whom he hooked up with while married to my wife. So basically, he was cheating on your wife when they were together with his now current wife. It's like, whatever, a little bit of drama in the family. It's like, he's part of the family, and guess what? So are you. You married into it. So congratulations. You're there. You're stuck. It's what you signed up for. Whether you like it or not, it's like, doesn't really matter. He says, I want nothing to do with this, and I don't even want to meet him and have told my wife this. It's like, come on, man. It's like, that's just silly. That communicates you feel threatened. I mean, at the end of the day, this guy cheated on her, and sounds like he left her for another woman. But he's still the dad to your stepson. He says, I just think involving exes in any form is not a good thing, especially doing it for the kids, as he says. So it's like, well, he's the father. He is the adoptive father of your now stepson, whether you like it or not. This happened long before you were even in the picture. This is multi-decade, over 20 years ago, it sounds like, that this happened. So there's nothing you can do about it. All you can do is accept it and live with it. And you getting butthurt and expecting her to not have anything to do with her ex-husband when he's the adoptive father of her son, it's like, that's ridiculous and absurd. And it just makes you look like a bitch. It's totally unattractive. It's not helping you. You're causing your wife to be less attracted to you by behaving this way, because it's all you can do is accept it. You should have the attitude of, how would James Bond be? You'd be like, well, that guy's kind of pathetic, but whatever, I can be amused and laugh at him. Doesn't mean you got to make fun of him or be a dick, but you should be a gentleman, and you should not act like you're threatened, because it's not going to help you. It's just going to make you look like a bitch. And then what'll end up happening is when your wife does family things with everybody else, she'll end up excluding you probably, just because you're causing drama. So easygoing, easy to get along with doesn't include bringing drama because you feel threatened by her ex-husband still being a part of the family, because he is. Legally, he's part of the family whether you like it or not. It is what it is. All you can do is accept it and live with it and be a fucking gentleman about it in the interest of your relationship with your wife's family, your stepson, and of course your new grandchild. The goal is to make sure the grandchild grows up and becomes a great human being that you can all be proud of, including the ex-husband. He says, she doesn't see my viewpoint and says, you knew I had kids when we met. He says, yes, but I did not foresee your ex coming back in the picture. It was like, he's not like he's come back in the picture to take her from you. And that's, you make it sound like you're threatened by this guy. I mean, the bottom line is he cheated on her, and it sounds like he left her, and the woman he was cheating with is his wife. It's like, whatever. It's water under the bridge. Get over it. All you can do is accept what is. Recently, she attended a family gathering with the ex attending, and she acted like she couldn't wait to get there. Even left me alone at our house when I was getting ready to leave for 2 weeks. Well, if you've been acting like a bitch, no wonder she wanted to leave. He says, am I being unreasonable here, not wanting to participate in this situation? I would say yes. You got to think of it in terms this way. If you're acting attractive and masculine, she's going to be attracted and want to spend time with you. If you're acting like a bitch and complaining and whining, she's going to have the attitude, I can't wait to get away from you. So it would have been better if you'd have been on good terms and would have never communicated that you got butthurt about it. And then maybe you would have gone to this family gathering and it would have been not a big deal. But you don't want to get to the point where your wife is excluding you for things just because you create too much drama and you're butthurt and you feel threatened by the ex, which you'll get around the family, and then you're going to look bad to everybody. So none of your behavior is going to help your situation. So you need to knock it off. I would tell her, I thought about it. It's kind of stupid. Whether we like it or not, we're all family. It's a weird family. It's a blended family, but hey, it's a family nonetheless. And our duty as the elders, the patriarchs of the family, is to make sure these new grandchildren grow up to be great humans. It's all of our collective responsibility as a family to do this. So in the interest of the children, you gotta be a good granddad, dude. Grow the fuck up. Nobody cares. You're in the situation you're in. There's nothing you can do about it. Be cool. Don't be, because otherwise you're creating unnecessary drama in your marriage, and now you're going to jeopardize your relationship because you're butthurt over the ex that cheated on her and left her for another woman. It's like, that doesn't sound very masculine. So if you got a question or challenge and you would like to get my help, go to understandingrelationships.com, click the products tab at the top of your screen, and book a coaching session with yours truly. Until next time, I will talk to you soon.